Hi, how's it going? No, piss off Malwarebytes. I don't need you to look at my downloads right now. We're back for yet another session of Challenger Under Construction. Hopefully today is going to be the last session for Metal Sonic. But yeah, I hope you're all doing alright. Hello Pikmin, Levi, Mart. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling okay. Nothing really super special with how I feel today, honestly. Alright, so today we're going to be working on the last of Metal Sonic's poses for his down special, and that's pretty much all that I have. Or will be designed on stream. The rest, you know, will be handled by myself at a later point. Before Metal Sonic's video make its debut sometime later next month. Alright, so let me just look through what we had last time. Okay, I see where we were. Nope, the next character to be done on these streams will be announced whenever I do this again, which will probably be in 2 weeks from now. I just can't believe it's already end of May. Like, Jesus Christ. Talk about a month that just came and went so fucking fast. No, actually, Pikmin. I actually wanted to at some point, fairly soon. I want to do a stream of, like, maybe Risk of Rain 2, since that's a game I actually got back into recently. I'll definitely say though, even though May is already over, for June I actually have, like, actually really want to get a lot of stuff done in June and July. Last year my summer was pretty uneventful and wasn't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Wasn't very productive. I think for June, July, I want to get more stuff done. I want to stream more. Get back into working out as well, since I've been sort of putting that off for a few months. Feels like the right time of year to do that. With Delman already taken care of and Pyro confirmed for the future, who's next? My update video already confirmed who's next. Next will be Okidogi, who is coming along very well and is pretty much very close to being completed. I just need to work on some poses for him, and then once everything is ready, just put the video together. Please piss off, Malwarebytes, or I'm going to close you. who's the best designed Legend of Zelda character? None of the Legend of Zelda characters are particularly designed super great, but if I were to give an answer, it's probably basic Link. Sheik's up there, but Sheik is very much her own thing. She's a character that I put in the same field as a character like Falcon and Fox, where very little of their source material was actually used, and they basically just made a completely new character out of an already established one. I mean, at the end of the day, Sheik was just a generic ninja design, but it was done well. Hello, Tomo. Hope you're doing well, sir. Yeah, for June, my big goal is to get at least 3 videos done in the month. Okie dokie will more than likely be done by next weekend, which is nice. After that will be Delphox, and then Metal Sonic will be on the 23rd of the month to celebrate the 30th anniversary, the 35th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. If he doesn't make the June 23rd date, I'll probably just release him on the 26th of July to commemorate the 35th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog in Japan. I mean, you're not really late. We've only just started. Only been live for like, what? 15 something, little over 20 minutes? I feel you need to be a bit more specific with that question, Pikmin, because I could answer yes, but I don't really have a frame of reference to go off of. Funny. I think today the only poses Metal Sonic has left is just aura farming poses, because it's just the 7 or so poses he makes when he for each unique type of data that he copies. Is there any character design you used to really like or appreciate, but over time your opinion of them has soured? Let me quickly glance at the Ultimate rosters, and I'll give you an answer. Oh yeah, Ike. Ike would probably be up there. I think it's not so much a victim of power creep, even though he was very much power crept by Cloud, who basically just came in and did everything that people wanted Ike to do, but better. He feels like... He feels like a design that was made too safe, and they didn't know how to fix it. Do I still think Sonic is the worst designed Brawl veteran? Sonic was never the worst designed Brawl veteran. That was always Lucario. Lucario has always been notably worse in terms of design than Sonic is. Like, Lucario's design is legitimately so bad that I think it's almost on par with needing as much of a change in the next game as they did with removing tripping. Like, his mechanic was genuinely so bad. And it's abundantly clear that they didn't think it out for Smash 4 because they just layered another mechanic on top of it and it became obscenely strong. Never forget, Lucario's the reason why Rage in Smash Ultimate sucks. Most of Brawl's best designs didn't become super good until after Brawl. Like Pokemon Trainer. Wolf is so different in Ultimate, you can't really compare him and his Brawl iteration. Like, they are very much just two completely different characters. Like, they are, like, fundamentally built different from one another. Their moves are almost completely different. Their gameplay is almost completely different. Nothing of what's... Very, very little of what Wolf had in Brawl he has in Ultimate. It's also amazing how much a new coat of paint when it comes to animations makes you feel like a completely different character. What are some universal tools that all characters should have for a ranged focused fighting game? Outside of a gap closer and anti-projectile duel. A grab. God, we really are getting to the halfway point of the year, aren't we? God damn. This year's gone by too quickly, man. What new games have I enjoyed and any upcoming games I'm anticipating? Okay, well, it's not a game per se. It's an add-on to a game that is not really a game. It's a tabletop RPG. You know, Dungeons and Dragons. What am I looking most forward to? Neon Odyssey. It has been basically the only thing on my mind for the past 3 months. It is a space opera / space fantasy expansion being made by Avantress Entertainment, and they put so much love and dedication into this, and it looks amazing. And I've been in the middle of building a campaign and building a world, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally get my hands on that material, and I am eagerly awaiting whenever they put out the summer playtest. Is there anything that I've been playing of note? I've been playing Deadlock a lot. Deadlock has been probably the game I played the most in this year, and it is insanely fun and probably the most fun I've ever had with a MOBA, aside from the time I used to play Heroes of the Storm, like over 8 or so years ago now. Holy shit. I got back into Risk of Rain 2. I got the DLCs for it, and I've been really enjoying it. Far Far West came out. A friend got it for me, and we've been playing a little bit of it. I enjoyed my time with Far Far West. I want to play more of it. Excited to see what they're going to add to it. Oh no, it's very different from Spelljammer. It is a universe, or I guess galaxy, that is heavily inspired by aspects such as by series like, you know, Star Wars. Cowboy Bebop is probably their biggest inspiration. Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, Firefly, those kind of series. What else? I got back into Fallout New Vegas 3 weeks ago, so I can start putting the finishing touches on the Courier's video sometime later this year. I don't know when that collector's edition for New Vegas is going to release, but I want to have Courier done around that time frame. What else? Oh, and I've been enjoying a lot of Repo with friends. The cosmetics update added a lot of replayability and fun to the game for us. What's on my wish list? I'll tell you what games I'm anticipating just by looking at my wish list. Most of my wish list is stuff that is old. I want to get Mina the Hollower. That's a game I want to get at some point soon-ish. I'm probably going to get it on PC. So not Switch. Switch too. As for games coming out this year that I'm excited about, I know Mariachi Legends is coming out in like the fourth quarter of 2026, apparently. I've been watching that game, excited for it to release. It's very Blasphemous coded. Blasphemous is one of my favorite games visually. I also want to pick up Mouse PI for Hire at some point, because I watched a friend play it. I watched several people play it, and it looks really good. I guess if we want to count it, even though it's who knows how long away, yes, I am interested and excited to see what they're going to do with Pokemon Winds and Waves. Wind and Wave. Not gonna lie, we need a Nintendo Direct sometime fairly soon. Because, not a ton of stuff I have to play on my Switch 2 right now. Sorry, when you said Booker, Tomo, my brain immediately went to... When I hear the name Booker, I don't think of Bioshock. I think of Adventures in Uprooted, and I'm like, wow, they got Andy to play... They got Andy to play the main character in Mouse P.I.? ESRF plans are clear for Bao. Yes, they are there, as I have stated. Probably going to start in July as opposed to June. Excuse me, but yeah, they are there. There's a lot to go through. Do I like Sonic games? Yeah, I like Sonic games. Not as much as I used to when I was younger, but yeah, I enjoy going back to play Sonic games every now and again. You've seen that list of most likely newcomers decided by Alpha subscribers. I post the list in the Discord. Nope, I do not care for the opinions of other creators in that regard. Also, a small pool of people to pick from for a poll like that really doesn't give you the greatest results. Did I read Archie comics? I have a massive collection of Archie comics on my bookshelf, directly to my left. It used to be bigger, but I lost a decent amount of them. Best thing that's happened this year for gaming is Yujiro Hanma and Tekken 8. I think that's fucking wild. Part of me is happy for you guys, and part of me is also like, I'm still waiting for them to add Kiryu. But then again, Yakuza hasn't really made a lot of people happy recently, and the hype for Kiryu getting into Tekken has kind of soured a little bit for some people. Now, the hype of Kiryu getting into anything has kind of soured for some people. I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to Yujiro Hanma being in Tekken is that I'm legitimately surprised that the writer would let his character lose fights. Thoughts on SSBM Ace, aka Melee's equivalent to Rex? I think I prefer vanilla Melee. Thank you. You don't really need to change anything with Melee. Also, a very good chance that if you do, you're just going to end up making the game worse. Also, thoughts on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Rex being in Smash. It'd be neat, but I doubt they're gonna go with that over Noah and Mio. Just feels, it just makes more sense to me that if they want to market Xenoblade Chronicles 3 through Smash, and they probably want to go with the main characters. Yes, I'm still listening, YouTube. Thank you. I have to like do some camera warping here. You know, also I had a discussion with about this with a friend of mine who's a big fan of Baki. Me, I don't really watch it. It's a little bit too out there for my taste, but I need to ask just for a different opinion from somebody else that watches the show. How much of Tekken's universe do you think Yujiro legitimately wins against. Or Tekken 8's roster does he win against. And yes, Clive counts. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he beats the Mishimas. Specifically Kazuya and Jin. Heihachi, I think, is a toss-up. Though Heihachi recently, like, stopped a meteor. So, like a world-ending meteor. So, that's something to consider, I guess. I also don't think he beats Clive. I think Final Fantasy protagonist bullshit wins in that regard. Well, not just a fireball with Clive, it's, do it through hands with God, and won. With a god, and won. Actually, I got another one for you. I got another one because this is actually very topical considering what's going on in the fighting game landscape. And people have brought this up again. Yujiro versus Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. Who wins? Almost everyone I've seen has said that Kenshiro wins clean. Because the thing about Kenshiro versus Yujiro is that I've seen people say, Oh, well, Yujiro will just copy Kenshiro's ability to use Hokuto no Ken, or he'll move around his pressure points so that Kenshiro can't hit him. Meanwhile, Kenshiro has fought people that have done both of those things and won. His solution for a guy that can move around his pressure points, kick him 200 times until he died. So somebody mentioned Death Battle. As as I find Death Battle to be as a series, I have a feeling that they're probably going to cash in on that at some point and probably do an episode of Yujiro versus Kenshiro. Question is, who's even next after those two? I haven't seen anything. My Discord talks all the time about Death Battle. As a matter of fact, they talk about it so much I had to make a channel about it. But the last I remember is people being really pissed off at the Gru versus Megamind episode, and somehow Metal Sonic beat Cell. I'm curious as to how much autonomy Metal Sonic has over his own actions. Apparently, he is completely autonomous. That's how Sonic Heroes' story happened. So something tells me after that, fucking Eggman had him lobotomized. Yeah, Metal Sonic beat Cell, and from what I heard, apparently it was he won very handily. It wasn't a very much of a challenge for him either. Hubris tends to be the weakness of most villains in general. I don't know, I haven't watched the episode. I'm sure that there's some sort of explanation. Or at least an attempt at one. Yeah, the point being made at the beginning of all this, I think Kazuya would beat Yujiro. Oh, I do believe they did use the IDW comics specifically for Super Metal Overlord. Correction. Super Neo Metal Sonic. I don't even think he turned into Metal Overlord. Jiro Hanma is actually a devout Catholic. Devil form means nothing to him, and he wipes effortlessly. I don't think he's gonna have the protection of God for all the terrible shit that he's done, to be completely honest with you. That and Angel Jin exists. Is there any other robot in fiction that rivals Metal Sonic? Oh yeah, Ultron. Ultron bodies Metal Sonic easily. Ultron's feats are legitimately insane compared to what Metal Sonic can achieve. The one matchup I think people are talking about is I'd like to see Heihachi play Yujiro, because honestly those two, in terms of what they're capable of, is very similar to one another. Heihachi is pretty much the Yujiro of his universe. And I'd argue that Tekken's universe scales way higher than Baki. Like, Baki's got some nutty shit, but Tekken is, like, insane. Heihachi also owns a bear that beat a man that punched a god to death. Also, I don't know if Gurren Lagann really counts because those are mechs, not like full-on robots. Cyborg's an android. He's not really, like, a robot. You want a full-on clanker, not half a clanker. And a fully autonomous clanker, not one that you can control like a Gundam. Though I'll definitely say it kind of does suck that Metal Sonic is this powerful, but again, the writers of the series now realize that they can't do anything with him because his matchups now make no sense. Cell, I say, does count as a robot. He's an android. He is pretty much an organic machine. I'm pretty sure that's why they had Cell fight Metal Sonic in the first place. I'd say the androids count, in a sense. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Mega Man counts. I'm pretty sure Zero scales higher than either Mega Man or X. Because of the Mega Man Zero games. I guess then you have to ask, how high does Sigma scale? I don't think Rock scales that high. There's also, you know, there's Mega Man EXE, but I don't know if that counts as a robot. That's more of a computer program. That's not hardware, that's software. I'm not sure if it's a yes, honestly. The thing is that Metal Sonic and X and Zero technically have like the same massive strength over a lot of other robots, and that's the fact that they can just copy data. No, I don't think 2B could hang with Metal Sonic. Yeah, she's a good fighter, and she's taken down some powerful enemies, but... Nier's enemies aren't really on par with the shit in a lot of other worlds. No, I don't think we're gonna count software. But the way Metal Sonic is built, is there even anything for him to even hack? Yeah, I think Zero could beat Metal Sonic. So, you know, through proportional scaling, I think it's kind of insane that through proportional scaling, Base Shadow beat Cell. Because of Metal Sonic beating Cell. Base Shadow took out Metal Overlord. And Metal Sonic didn't even need to use Metal Overlord to beat Cell. Ergo, Base Shadow bodies Perfect Cell. How does he manage the speed? Zero is not a slouch when it comes to speed. That and speed helps, but it's not everything. Granted, speed is a lot. I'd argue that in terms of actual fight, speed means more than power 80% of the time. Because no matter how powerful you are, if you can't hit somebody, then your strength doesn't matter. But there are scenarios where speed ain't gonna do very much. No, it's not too hard to think of matchups for Sonic characters. May I remind you that Zero can stop time. And so can X, I guess, through Darkhold. Speed don't matter if you can't move. Oh, Kitchen, that matchup for Infinite is evil. I don't think you want to... If there's one universe you do not want to scale with other universes, it's Kirby. Like, you want to talk about a universe that's obscenely overpowered. Both heroes and villains. Morpho Knight would turn Infinite into paste. Like, genuinely, it's not a fair fight at all. You need to keep in mind that Morpho Knight is essentially... Morpho Knight is essentially, like, empowered Galactonite. And Galactonite was already so powerful he had to be sealed away. I don't know what that means, Kitchen. All I know is that Kirby's universe is full of existential god tier level threats. And Kirby is like one of the most obscenely powerful characters in fictional history. And he's not even fully grown yet. I mean, in his last game, he literally fought an enemy so powerful that he caused two planets to essentially enter a collision course with one another, ripping them both out of each other's like shoving another planet into another planet's gravity well to basically break the Roche limit. And before that, he fought an ancient eldritch god. And before that, he fought an ancient eldritch god. Not many characters I can think of fight universe-ending threats on a daily basis. And then you think about the characters that can hang with Kirby, like Meta Knight in DDD, and you have to wonder how obscenely powerful they are compared to how many characters out there. Oh, you probably could have, but I just think that I don't think Sonic's universe scales to Kirby's very well. I don't know if I'd try Guilty Gear into this. Guilty Gear's also got some really, really dumb scaling when it comes to power levels in that universe. I do like how we essentially just devolved into talking about like playground discussions of my character could beat up your character. Well, see, you're right, Kitchen. You could have gone to way more powerful universes. Like Warhammer. Which has also got some super batshit stuff in it. Okay, that's fine. I don't know a lot about Warhammer either. I just know that it's super out there when it comes to power scaling. A bit off topic, but I think if people are going to suggest a weird pick for Smash, they should explain why it would be interesting instead of trying to be really ironic, snarky about it. Ah, it's asking too much of some people. If you're going to suggest something silly like sports made for Smash, tell me about their interesting sports-based moveset rather than going, this'll make people upset. Okay, you know what? You should have led with that. You should have led with the, I want it just so we can make people upset. I hate that in literally every piece of fictional media. Because not only does it undermine the character in and of itself, but it's just such a petty thing. I want this purely to make people upset. It's like, why? What did these people ever do to you, man? Because newsflash, no matter how reasonable the character request is and how much it makes sense for a lot of reasons, it's always going to piss off somebody. For one reason or another. Yeah, the way some movies and video games are made, and they're usually almost always bad. You're right. Smash fans will get upset regardless. You don't have to try. Dude, mark my words, Bandandi is going to get into Smash 6 and is most likely going to be one of the first newcomers they show off. And you're going to have people screaming that it wasn't somebody like Crash Bandicoot. No, why'd you go with that orange character? You had the better orange character right here. I think people just need to learn to enjoy the ride more. Because, newsflash. Everything has already been decided, and nothing you say is going to change the outcome. Push your voice towards something that matters, like, you know, asking for good online. Ask for, like, beta tests, where people can play online, both open and closed betas, so that they can stress test their online for launch day. Ask for stuff like that. You shouldn't try to you shouldn't care about people trying to force others upset, honestly. Granted, every single community has that. That's not a Smash thing. Every community, doesn't matter which one, has that group of people that want everything specifically just to make certain people mad. And people like that are why it's important to gatekeep your hobbies. I remember seeing people upset over Pyra and Mithra. One deleted reactions called her pig titty anime bitch. Yes. And you know what? That stuff sells. If it makes money, go with it. Oh, it's always the online with you people? Yeah, because Smash's online sucks, and there's no reason that fighting game online should be bad in the day and age that we have now, where every game online plays super well. Except Smash. It is time to embrace the magic that is rollback netcode. I agree. If anything, at least make it so that 1v1s can have rollback netcode. There really shouldn't be any reason as to why it can't be multiple people, because team battles in Dragon Ball FighterZ, now that Dragon Ball FighterZ has rollback netcode, has 6 people playing at the same time off of rollback netcode, and the maximum you can have online is 4 for Smash, so there's no reason why that shouldn't be a thing. But at the very least, yes, I think 1v1s should have rollback. I am not sure what Mario Kart has, but Mario Kart... making good online for a game like Mario Kart is legitimately so much easier than a fighting game. Mario Kart on the Wii U had good online. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch also had good online, for the most part. Yeah, Smash 4's online was free, it was. And in some ways, I would say yes. Smash 4's online was better than Smash Ultimate's. For fun and for glory weren't the greatest things in the world, but it was a step in the right direction compared to whatever the fuck they did with Smash Ultimate. And of course, I joke because they didn't do anything with Smash Ultimate. least Smash 4 had the decency to separate casual matches to competitive matches. True. Smash 6 better let us be able to make our own tournaments. That's one thing that Ultimate, like, there's no excuse that Ultimate shouldn't have allowed us to do. You should be allowed to invite, like, 20-something people, 20-something, 50, however much you want to make your tournament, and then just have a tournament. That would help streamers so much, and honestly, if Smash 6 does that, I will absolutely do that on this channel. But we're just gonna have streams of people playing 1v1, a 1v1 tournament, essentially. Yeah, rank also needs its own mode. Like, I don't know why you can't just have a ranked mode. It is a standard of every fighting game nowadays. How long will I be making Smash movesets for? Until I grow tired of it. Or I'm dead. Everyone comes first. Do I think coin battles should come back? To be honest, I don't really know why they were removed. It was just a weird side mode. No real reason to cut it, honestly. But can we get some, like, you know, beloved modes back first? Like, can we get break the targets back, please? Like, it's such a missed opportunity with how much they're trying to improve stage editor that they don't have break the targets, because I think the idea of letting people make their own break the target stages and publishing them online for people to do, for people to play, is such an easy idea. This is the way gamers have spoken that online features should be a secondary feature, not a primary. I agree. There should definitely be stuff in the game at launch that is single player focused. I don't think it needs to be exclusively single player. Like, I think if they do an adventure mode again, you should be able to get online with a friend and play through it. You've always got also your classic arcade mode and classic mode. That's always going to be exclusively single player. And hopefully they make it better in Ultimate, because I think it was better in Smash 4. Smash for 3DS specifically probably had the best classic mode. Also, I still have a feeling that the next big mode they're going to add is probably some kind of roguelike mode. Because, that's the hit. And I think that they could do a lot with Smash, especially with all the themed abilities they could add, based off of the different worlds, all the enemies they could add, exclusive bosses. Bring back a boss rush mode too, by the way. If you're going to add bosses, add a boss rush mode. I don't know why that wasn't a thing in Ultimate. Like, the easiest thing to implement there, too. It's just like, you have so many bosses, yet you have to play Sephiroth if you want to fight them. Or you have to go and rebeat all of World of Light. What are my expectations for Smash 6? I really should make a video on that. But if I were to give a couple of bullet points right now, my answer would be... I think Smash 6 is going to essentially not reinvent the wheel, but I think it's going to take aspects of the games that came before it and improve on them while bringing its own unique spin to certain mechanics in the game. I think there's going to be, as much as I want to say it, there's probably not going to be wave dashing, even though there should be. I think that there's not going to be half as much of the stuff that people want mechanics-wise in the game, but I think they're going to add something stupid. not tripping level stupid, but something that really didn't need to be there and complicate something that really didn't need to change. I don't have a specific, but I just have that notion in the back of my head that there's going to be something mechanically that holds the game back. Because it's been that way for every Smash game for the past 25 years. What else? I think there's going to be a big focus on characters that were not possible in previous iterations of Smash. I think we're going to get a lot of characters that basically could not work on previous hardware. That's why I think of characters like, oh, Officer Howard from Astral Chain, you know, being able to summon basically a stand, and these two characters with notably different models and animations working in tandem at the same time on a console that's notably more powerful than the console that came before it. Fixing that issue that they wanted to do with Rex, Pyra, and Mythra, but they couldn't because the Switch wasn't powerful enough to do it. I think that they might revisit the idea of the Chorus Kids, because that's 3 models moving in tandem with one another. When they originally wanted to add it, they couldn't even get 2, which is why the Ice Climbers were cut. Noah and Mio will more than likely, you know, be a tag team type of character. Possibly with one in the background at all times while the other is moving around. And you get to essentially swap the leader at any time, which is a big feature of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And of course you're going to get your fan favorites. You're going to probably get Waluigi. I think Waluigi is a very, very likely character this time around. But I definitely think there's going to be some characters in the roster that are specifically there because they are ideas that Sakurai has always wanted to do, but was never able to for one reason or another. Because Sakurai is a dude that loves revisiting ideas. Especially if it's ideas that he originally couldn't do because of hardware limitations. I agree. I do think that the old idea for Rex and Pyra is going to be revisited in some fashion with Noah and Mio. I do not, for the life of me, think they're just going to choose either Noah or Mio. I think it's going to be both of them. Because they are both the main character. And if you've played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you know that both factions have different playstyles. So if you only added one, you are basically only representing half of what the game has to offer. Smash Team should be used to the mecha character archetype by now. Yeah, maybe, you know, Eggman gets a big mech. A mech that size-wise might have taken up too much processing power to handle 8 at once on the Switch 1. Do you think Smash Bros. Can live on after Sakurai eventually departs from the series? Oh, easily. To be honest, Sakurai probably should have been looking for a protege for like the past decade at this point. You know, I think there's only one pose left I want to do. And it's going to be Metal Sonic holding that Smash Ball. Is hardware a problem? Is that why we only got 2 Fighters Passes? No, we only got 2 Fighters Passes because Nintendo doesn't realize when they're literally sitting on a mountain of money. I should really work on my Noah and Mio moveset. That footage that I have of their game is burning a hole in my fucking hard drive space. It's like 400 gigs of recorded footage. I really should just make that video sometime soon so I can get rid of all that footage and make more room for more footage. Oh yeah, the buffer system, that's the thing about Ultimate that I think killed it the most. People asking for, people saying Smash 6 should be a reboot, know nothing about business models and should never be trusted or taken seriously. Legitimately. Don't even give them the time of day. They know nothing of what they're talking about. Yeah, go ask Street Fighter 3 how well that did for him. Go ask the Capcom how well Street Fighter 3 did. Go ask the devs how long it took people to even remotely accept that Street Fighter 3 as a game, let alone how long it took Third Strike to be revered as like one of the greatest fighting games ever made. Go ask the devs of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite how well that idea of cutting a massive chunk of the roster worked out for them. What happened with Street Fighter 3? It bombed. It nearly killed the Street Fighter series. But yeah, Smash reboot idea is terrible. Especially when you have to consider the fact that Smash Ultimate's on the same console. And not only on the same console, but runs better on this console than the one before it. And they've already sold 500,000 copies of Smash Ultimate this year. Before April. In like 3 months, they sold almost 500,000 copies of Smash Ultimate. It's still selling. It's still making money. It has your largest roster. Please, for the love of God, do basic math and understand that cutting a roster down when that game is still successful and relevant on the same console is the worst fucking thing you could do. That's why whenever I get around to making my video talking about what I want to see from Smash 6, I'm just going to shoot that down immediately. I'm going to just call it what it is. The reboot is a bad idea. And the people that are like, I can't see where the Smash series is going to go. They can't go any further. You were born after the year 2001. Thank you for showing your age with that singular comment. What would a reboot of Smash even be like? Cut down roster with characters having mostly remade movesets, I'd assume. Which, frankly, is not necessary. It is a legitimately awful idea. It would be bad. Notably so. Especially, I also want you to imagine something. It's a Smash reboot. Yeah, okay, they go back and they remake some movesets that certain people consider to be underwhelming. And some movesets objectively are underwhelming. But they don't add any interesting gameplay mechanics. They add some new modes, and the online isn't any better. Where do you think a game like that is going to be in terms of reception in the overall Smash series? I'll tell you exactly where it's going to be. It's going to be received so poorly that it's going to cause another rupture in the Smash community where people stick with Ultimate over it, essentially leading to a three-way split in the Smash series, in the Smash community, and making things even fucking worse than Brawl did for the series overall. It is a bad idea. People should be wanting Smash 6 to be a game that repairs the wounds that Brawl gave to this community. They should want it to be a game that appeals to literally as many people as possible. And actually listens to the complaints that people have been talking about when it comes to the Smash series for decades. It's just a bad idea. Smash 6 just needs to learn from the mistakes of the games that came before it and not try too hard to reinvent the wheel. Listen to your fan base when it comes to the actual content of the game that they want, not the roster. I'm talking modes. People have been asking for Break the Targets and stuff like that to come back forever. Bring it back. Add an adventure mode with some substance to it that's not just a glorified event mode. Add something new and refreshing that adds replayability to single-player content. And for the love of God, if you're gonna have bosses, have a boss rush. Have a boss rush mode, please. That's all I'm gonna ask for. Do not lock it behind a DLC character. But enough talking about stuff that sucks. Let's talk about something that's good. Metal Sonic is done, ladies and gentlemen. Metal Sonic's poses. All of his base poses. All 61 of them. We did 61 poses during this series so far. Well, actually, correction, it's more like 53. Because 8 of them I did on my own. Yeah, that Metal Sonic, the first challenger of Challenger Under Construction is done. It took us almost 3 months. But he is done. And I'm glad I stuck with it. I'm going to need to think of another challenger for the dev. Because I'm not going to lie, I haven't decided on who's going to be Challenger Under Construction number 2. What's left is making the final smash poses and the extra stuff. Once that's done, it'll be time to put his video together and actually release Metal Sonic as an actual product. But yes, I have no idea who I'm going to do next. I really don't. Thank you very much, Kitchen. I appreciate it. I'm glad you think I deserve this super chat. I have no interest in Fate, so I'm definitely not going to be covering that here. Eggman will not be done on Challenger Under Construction, because the amount of work that needs to be done for Eggman is stuff that will take the rest of the year. But don't worry, I have 2 weeks to think about who I want to do next on Challenger Under Construction. Nope, I'm not doing a public vote. This is a series that's specifically characters I want to cover. But yeah, I have 2 weeks to think about it. Whatever happens, happens. Metal Sonic's gonna be a big character to upsell, though. That's the thing. You gotta make a character that can follow up Metal Sonic as a character choice. That's gonna be difficult. I have a feeling that the second Challenger Under Construction is probably not going to be as hype as Metal Sonic. I have a couple of ideas. I do. I wonder if I want to go with somebody a little bit more mechanically deep than Metal Sonic as a character. Also, my opinion on when we're going to see Smash 6 officially announced. I think we're going to see an announcement, not a release, an announcement for it this year. If I were to take a guess as to when, probably somewhere around the ass end of the year. Or hell, it could be in the next Direct. A teaser. It just says, it's just Smash 6 coming 2027. Will DX characters be considered for this series? I mean, do people want to see me remake a character that I've already made before? I figured that people would want to see me make characters that I've never touched before. Which is specifically why Metal Sonic was the first choice. I'll think about it. I'll at least say that the next character will not be one that I've already covered. Maybe for Under Construction number 3, I'll put up a poll and ask if people are interested in having the Challenger Under Construction series also cover characters that I've already done. If people come back and say like yes, that's something they'd like to see, then maybe I will have number 3 be a character I've already covered, just being remade. Because I'm not gonna lie, there definitely are some characters that I do want to remake for one reason or another. I know it's not the most unique idea, but would you ever consider doing more tier list streams? Well, tier list for what specifically? I guess that's the real question here. Did my guard shot moveset age like fine wine? I don't know, but I guarantee you those visuals didn't. I want to remake Heavy. I want to remake Ravenbeak. I want to make Crystals even better with the updated visual effects that I do now. I want to remake Gordon Freeman. And replaying a lot of Risk of Rain recently made me want to remake Acrid. Maybe something like a Smash Design tier list, just off the top of my head. That's certainly a possibility. I did say, like, a few years ago that I did want to do my own take on what I think the definitive Smash Brothers character design tier list is. Especially since some of my thoughts on some of those characters has changed since I did that stream series. Now, if I did a tier list on fan movesets, I think it would just, people, A, wouldn't listen, and B, just be upset. So, that's kind of just a wash and a waste of time. Not to mention, it'd be mostly like mid to bottom. There'd be nothing past the midpoint. I don't know if I want to cover fan movesets anymore. It is all around a pastime that don't really enjoy for one reason or another. Don't mind me, that's just me hitting my empty Gamer Supps cup against my hand. What about Brawl fans? Brawl fans community fucking hates me. No, again, it would just mostly be mid to bottom. I don't really have any interest in reviewing modded Smash content. Yes, Clear for Battle doesn't count. That's something on its own. That's people bring in their work for me to review. That's completely separated from the topic at hand. At most, maybe. Big maybe, not more than likely a no, for a multitude of reasons. Maybe I'll do a stream where I basically review all the newest movesets that Brawl Fan has made after Vice, because that was the last one I looked at. But other than that, probably not. And even then, there's a basically non-existent chance that's going to happen as well. Since Brawl fans community hates, yes. To put it simply, and not to give them any more attention than they arguably don't deserve, I'm essentially their Voldemort, and they have been looking for ways to try and cancel me. That's all I'm gonna say. that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not giving them any more attention than that. Frankly, they don't deserve it. I find it very funny that they would rather try and find a way to tear down people that are better than the people they watch than encouraging the people they watch to get better at what they do. But, yeah, I think I'm probably going to call it here. The first character is done. Metal Sonic will probably release around the end of next month. Cannot believe for the life of me that we are already in June, pretty much. The next episode will be in 2 weeks, on the 13th. I don't know who it's going to be. There are options, but whatever I go with, you can be guaranteed that it's done well. Like, I can't promise a lot when it comes to stuff like this. I can't promise release dates. I can't promise they'll have everything you're looking for, but I can promise that whatever character I decide to cover, it's done notably well. That is my standard as a content creator. And it's all done by myself, too. That's another thing I can guarantee. No generative AI, no nothing. Everything that you see made on my channel is made by me and me specifically. Have I considered hiring people? No, and the reason for that is, one, I'm poor. And two, it runs the risk of there being conflicting thoughts when it comes to designing characters, and frankly, I don't need help designing characters. I don't really need people to bounce ideas off of. And to be completely honest, I don't want people to bounce ideas off of. Editing videos on their own is not that difficult. The thing that takes the longest for these videos is the stuff that you saw here on stream. The production. The making sure that everything looks the best when it comes to the character and the way they look performing their attacks. That's the thing that has always taken the longest. Aside from maybe the script writing. Editing and putting the videos together is objectively the easiest aspect of making these videos. But putting everything together and getting everything made to put the video together is what takes so much fucking time. Do I think content creation would be easier with a team? I am certain it would be, but I would need a team of literally myself. Of people that think pretty much identically to myself. And the things that take, again, the things that take the longest are things that literally only I can do. That's the problem. Yeah, I can hire somebody on to help edit the videos, but that's still, so much of it is still just be them just waiting for me to give them poses. And, you know, taking those poses, cleaning them up, you know, getting rid of the green screen, adding in the visual effects. Getting poses together for characters, especially since nowadays most of my videos have like over 100 poses made for a character at a time. It's very demanding. It's very time demanding. It takes so long. Let me take a look. How many poses did I do for Demoman? Because Demoman, I believe, was on like the lower end. Yeah, Demoman had 122 poses. Ogerpon before Demoman had 125. And Knuckles, who was before Ogerpon, had 111. And all of those are higher if I count the colors as well. He was before Knuckles. It was Ganondorf. How many poses did Ganondorf have? I think Ganondorf was on the lowest end for a while. Yeah, Ganondorf had 94. And that's on the low end. I think Bandana D also had not that many. Yeah, Bandana D had 86. Drago had 140. And Sukapon was probably the lowest one in this season so far. I think Sukapon had 90. So he's second lowest to Bandana D. But so you can understand from those numbers that this stuff takes time, because it takes time to set up the pose. It takes like 5 to 7 minutes each export, because these are all exported at 4K. And then a majority of those poses need visual effects to show off the attacks. That is probably a process that takes a day and a half on its own. If not more, considering the more poses that need to have their visuals edited, the more time it's going to take. Just out of curiosity, what made you choose Sukapon for a fighter concept? I promised Pierre I would make a Sukapon moveset. And I did. Like a year and a half after I promised it. That is literally where Sukapon came from. I don't know if he even ever saw it, but I made it. And I didn't half-ass it either. I tried my hardest to give Sukapon some sauce. Oh, he commented on the video. Oh, I didn't see that. YouTube must have ate it because I didn't see the comment. But what inspired me to start making Smash movesets? God damn it, Joe. Hello. I feel like you were waiting for a joke like that to make yourself known. Yeah, I'd say my original inspiration was probably like Isaac's earliest videos. Like his 09, 2010 stuff was probably my earliest inspiration. And you know, now here I am 78 videos later. Okie Dokie will be 79, and then Delphox will be 80, and Metal Sonic will probably be number 81. Although there is a chance that Metal Sonic is number 80, and Delphox is 81. I think it'll be very funny because at the end of the Okie Dokie video, I specifically state like, "Oh, Delphox is next. Oh, by the way, here comes Metal Sonic." It's like it's a weird looking dog. No, Delphox is getting a proper moveset. A moveset that is properly inspired by the source material that inspired Delphox's design in the first place. Do you think Ultimate's character design was an overall improvement over Smash 4's, or are they about equal in quality? I'd say that they took some steps forward and they took some steps backwards. They weren't as risky or experimental in Ultimate as they were with Smash 4. Smash 4 genuinely feels like they were taking some design risks when it came to building these characters and how they played. Like they were actually trying to make something new. I think Ultimate had higher highs when it comes to its newcomers. I also think it had lower lows than Smash 4. Like, its worst character designs are worse than the worst character designs of Smash 4. But its best character designs are leaps and bounds ahead of Smash 4. Yeah, they're higher highs, lower lows. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. We got some decent. We got like, how many poses did we get done today? I think it was like 8 in 2.5 hours, which is pretty goddamn good, especially compared to the last couple of streams. Okay, it was 7 poses in 2.5 hours. That's not bad. Yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks for the next challenger in Challenger Under Construction. Metal Sonic is done. Well, not done. There's still work that needs to be done on him, and there are more poses. But the core parts of his moveset are done. I will not be teasing who's number 2. Whoever's number 2, you'll find out, and it'll be announced on the day of the stream. But all I'm gonna say is, it might not live up to the expectation of Metal Sonic. And it might be a bit more experimental. Challenger Under Construction number 2 is more than likely going to take way longer to finish than Metal Sonic. But yes, I will be seeing you all later. Have a good one. Okidogi is more than likely about a week or so away. And then after him, you've got Metal Sonic and Delphox to look forward to. That is like the immediate content that I can say is coming soon. Yes, I will be seeing you all later. Have a good one. Yeah. Goodbye.